Fibonacci sequence, a very famous sequence. We are going to explore it on both the sides. We all know that Fibonacci sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on is a very special pattern which is found in nature. Can you tell me the next three terms? Well, not only that, in this particular video, we are also going to explore it backwards. So, what is the term which comes before 1? You get the whole idea, right? So, the sequence given to us is 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, so on. I'd like you to write down the next three terms. Not only that, in this video, we'll also learn what are the terms which come before this, exploring backwards. That's what I mean. Do this exercise and tell me what is the fifth term before 1? Means 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this term? Correct. What is the fifth term before 1 in Fibonacci sequence? I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel, a platform, a learning platform where your problems are answered and both of us learn absolutely free for the last 15 years. It is our passion that brings us together. Perfect. By now, you must have explored this sequence. Now, let's look into it, right? So, let us discover this particular pattern, which is given to us as 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. What is the next term? And how do we get this term? Well, the way to get is involve two numbers. So consider you're given two numbers, in this case 1 and 1. So these are your first two terms. To get the next term, add them up. So we know that the first term is 1, the second term 2 is also 1 in this case, and the third term, now we can write any term which is, let's say, n plus 2, right, will be equal to, if n is like 1, 2, 3, 4, right, is t1 plus t2. You get the whole idea, where n belongs to set of natural numbers. This is the formula, and normally we look into the sequence moving forward. So moving forward, add the previous two. So the thing is that this rule is, as most of you know, is add the previous two. To get the next number, right? Correct. So if I add 2 and 3, I do get 5. And if I add 3 and 5, I do get 8. So I need to add 5 and 8 to get this number. And therefore, this number should be 13, right? So now we know the rule, correct? Add 13 and 8, write down the next term, and then the next term, and so on. Perfect. So there are many exercises on this. You can watch some of my videos on that beautiful pattern observed in nature. Now it's time to learn new concepts, and that is, how do we figure out the terms before it? That is what we have to do now. You know the rule. Rule will remain the same. The only thing is that now this number n has been changed to integers. So we can move backwards. Now what will be the rule? Let's explore that and get to the fifth term, fifth on left side of 1. Perfect. So let's see the reverse order. We already know the front 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. And we figured out that we need to add 5 and 8 to get 13, add 13 and 8 to get 21, add 21 and 13 to get 44. Correct. Rather, 34. Correct. Now we have to see what should have been before 1. So that means you have to add something to this to get 1, right? So this is an exercise of subtraction. Slightly tricky. Addition, as you know, is very easy. Moving forward was not very difficult. I did make a mistake writing 44 instead of 34, right? But let's see what happens when we go backwards. What should I add to 1 to make it 1? And the answer is 0. Right. Now, what should I add to 0 to make it 1? The answer is 1, right? Now it becomes easier. So subtraction is in a form of addition, and normally if you want to subtract, you have to ask the question, what should be added to it to make that true? Correct. So what should I add to 1 to make it 0? Or that should be minus 1. So if I add minus 1 and 1, I get 0. You see how we will build on this. Now, what comes next? Can you tell me? Next two numbers. We are very close to our fifth number. Well, to get 1 and we have minus 1 to be added, I have to add 2. Correct? All of a sudden, we jump to a number 2. Now, what should I add to 2? To get minus 1, I should be adding minus 3, and that is how this sequence can be seen while moving. In the left direction, the reverse direction of addition is subtraction. You see this exercise. It introduces you to the concept of subtraction, which is slightly tricky, it takes time. But you also understand one thing that while doing subtraction, it is again addition, right? You're adding and then answering the same question, right? So we got this term, and this is what we were interested in, the fifth term, correct? You see, on the left of 1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth term. So we get the idea of what is the fifth term to the left of the number 1. And that term is minus 3. Correct. That is how we answer this particular question. Amazing, right? So now you see how do we work with this series when n belongs to integers, right? So that means if this is 1, then on the left side we can say left of that, correct? So when we can go backwards, not really integers, because from this term we are assuming this to be the 0th term when we go to backward direction. Do you see that? So that is what it is. So I hope now you know what is the fifth term before 1, right? It was the number minus 3. So minus 3 was the fifth term on the left of 1. So we made 1 as our reference, right? So on this line, if you can let me look into it in a different way, we mark this term now as 0th term, correct? And then we move left. And first, second, third, fourth, fifth term was minus 3. Here, the first term will become now 1, the second will be 2, and third will be 3, right? Right. And then the fourth will be 5. Correct. So we kind of transformed the whole sequence and changed our number set and made it from the natural numbers to integers. So here you see two very interesting things, that is, introducing you the concept of integers and along with that subtraction as a part of addition. I hope you understand and appreciate it. Feel free to write your comment, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your valuable time and All the best.